there anything left to say about Javinko?
Not really. I mean, he's it's special every time we get to see him play, right? And he comes up with some amazing moments. What I thought was better from a team standpoint is we move the ball better, which means he gets the ball with more times to do things, and that's important. So if everybody takes a half second less on the ball, it gives him an extra second or 2 seconds by the time it gets to him, and then he starts to run at guys, and then guys are having nightmares in the back, right? So that was good for us, and we got him in good spots. I think if we hit a couple more passes, he might have 5 or 6 at the end of the night, but that's being greedy, I guess.
Sheru's passing too certainly opened up things for him.
I thought Ben was excellent tonight. He was his game was really on in terms of turning away from guys, wrong-footing players enough to get facing forward, and he was doing a great job of just dicing and hitting passes between lines that were able to find players who could then move forward. I thought he was very good tonight.
When did you find out that Kyle wasn't going to play, and did that change the way you approached the game at all?
Not really. We found out this afternoon. We stuck more or less with what we were going to do. I anticipated maybe that Ribeiro would start because I thought they would come at us a little bit more on terms of set pieces because they are a big team. They did anyways. So that was my expectation. It didn't happen, but it didn't change too much for what we wanted to do. For us tonight, it was about our mentality and about being more aggressive in terms of how we play, move faster with the ball, just being more intense, be more engaged and focused, because when we do, we're a much better team. When we don't, then we have lapses, and that's we got to get those out of our game.
Laren had, aside from the early chance, he had a pretty quiet night. Do you think that had more to do with Kaká not being there, or was it something that you guys did to sort of neutralize him?
I mean, I think you always have to give Kaká his respect when he's on the field. He can open other people up for sure, and also he takes the attention of guys in midfield and which can help guys. In the first half, I thought we allowed him too much space. We allowed him being Kyle to get on runs and take us into corners and get on the end of things. In the second half, I thought we did a better job of getting presence on him physically so that he couldn't get off on those runs, and then the second defender cleaning things up, and I thought he became more quiet in the second half. In the first half, I thought we gave him a little too much space, but it was good. But service, obviously, when you're the lone striker, service plays a big part of it.
Greg, Javinko got some rough treatment early in the game. He got the penalty, but he didn't seem very happy with some of the calls. When he's treated like that, does he raise his level of game and take it as the front, do you think, or is he really above that?
I do. I think he takes it personally, and he takes it really personally when the calls don't get made. So today I thought right from the start, one of the center backs took a run at him right from the start from behind. For me, it's going to happen every game until the refs start throwing somebody out or start dealing with it right off the bat. Whether it's a red card or not, I'm not going to judge on that. I haven't seen the replay, but just to take a run at somebody from behind just to try to make a statement in a game just is, for me, unacceptable. But yeah, I do. I think when he sees people want to be like play like that, he's going to show you a little more, and he's gonna take it personal, and that's what you get when you do it, because I think they saw enough of him tonight.
Are you going to have a difficult decision on your hands when Michael comes back?
No, not really, but I mean, this is the third game, and well, the next one will be the third game in a week. We've got some guys who put some miles in these first 2 games. So I don't know if I'd say it's a tough decision, but we've got guys. Markey has been excellent. He's covered a lot of ground. He can continue to do that in a role for us. Whether that's in a starting role or on the bench role, we'll decide over the next couple of days. We'll see how everybody's body feels. But I think he's obviously filled in admirable through this time, to say the least, and done a lot of great things. So he's earned himself a good spot on this team, and we'll see where he fits in with everybody once we start looking at the next match.
Do you give any thought, or do you lie in fear at night at all, what would happen if Seba went down injured? Because he's been so influential for you guys.
I try not to. I try to figure out how I'm going to win the next game, and how we prepare every single day. Aside from that, I for all of our guys, I just hope they stay healthy on a daily basis, whether it's a training or in a game. So, in the games, we hope that the referees are protecting him. Seba he's wise and knows how to play. I mean, he's been small his whole life, I'm going to assume, so he knows how to deal with contact, and he knows he's quick. He knows how to get out of things. He sees it coming when it's not directly from behind. So we all hope, just for the sake of the game and the team and everything else, for all of us as fans, that and obviously myself as a coach, that he's continues in the form that he's continuing.
How do you feel the partnership of Kantari and Perky is starting to grow at all?
I thought it got better. Even in the second half, I thought it was better. I thought they were a little bit tighter. A lot of this is Kantari, too, is getting minutes, learning the league, but he's come off of an off-season. He had a couple preseason halves, if you will, prior to arriving here. Last game was his first 45 minutes on turf, down a man, and sort of a messy one in New England, if you will. Tonight, the first game at home. So I think he's getting a feel for things and getting a read for the game. It's always interesting because when you come into this league, the first thing you realize is that the balls are going to go behind you a lot more than they do sometimes in some of the other leagues. That runs are behind you, balls are being played more direct and in behind you, as Laren did a few times. And so for him, it's getting a read on all of that, getting a feel for that. But also I saw at times when Damien and he are not doing the same thing. One's dropping, one's stepping, and that's something we haven't had a lot of training time with them together with the 3 games this week, but it's getting them all on the same page. And but I think he's a calming influence. He's a communicator. You can see on the ball he helps us in terms of that calming influence. And I think he'll get better just as he starts to get his legs under him and he gets used to the league.
Are you surprised anymore when you see Jamaica do these things week in, week out?
No, because I'm grateful for them, but I see them during training, even in preseason. I think I was always saying through preseason, some of the stuff that he comes up with and the touches he takes and the things that he's capable of doing are ridiculous, is the best way to put it. And it's, he keeps coming up with different ways to do amazing things, but we've seen a lot of it. And like I said, I enjoy it as much as a fan as I do of a coach, because it's mesmerizing at times.
I think he has 16 goals now. Could he have a lot more, you think?
Well, he could have had a lot more tonight. I mean, he had one where he got through in the first half, and I'm sure he would have liked to have finished it. And then when the game opens up, and this is the key, if we can get leads, then teams have to come at us to try to get leads, and then you see what you see in the end, which is a lot of space behind defenders, the back line's getting stretched out. And when he has space to run at you, it's difficult, as Colin saw tonight when he had him one-on-one a couple times. So that's the importance of us getting ahead and not giving away these early goals that we've been doing too often throughout the course of the season. When we get ahead, then space is our friend, especially for Sebastian.
Is the team? Go ahead.
Are you guys expecting to be active at all with the trade deadline closing? Are you guys looking to add any pieces, or are you guys set?
We have our conversations going. We'll see over the next 48 hours. It's gotta fit in the cap. It's gotta fit with not just our short-term plan, but going into next year. But we are if we can find the piece that we think can help us, not just get in the playoffs, but get to the championship picture, then we're gonna make that move no matter what. So we'll see as the next 24, 40 hours go, and whether we do something in the league, and then we have a little time if we have some space to look at non-contracted players, if anyone makes sense out there. So, but we're looking to get better every day. We'll see what's out there.
Is the team too reliant on Seba? Is that even a possibility?
Yeah, it's tough to say because he's been out there all the time and he does what he does. So too reliant. It's hard to say. I mean, Colin got a goal tonight. He could have had 2. We had a number of guys who are, when we play well, are getting involved. Obviously, Josie, Michael, not out there. I think he's going to do what he does. It's the same thing that, for their respective teams, that Robbie Keane does for his team. He scores goals. He sets up goals. These are the important guys in the league, and a lot of the teams have their version. I think ours is the best, but everybody has a guy who's very influential on the attacking side for their team.
Any issues with the pitch today? Because last week there was a rugby triple header on this field.
I didn't notice it. I thought it was in great shape. I thought the ball moved well. I didn't notice anything. I haven't talked to the players, and usually when you win 4-1, they don't complain too much about things. So if it would have been something different, for sure I would have heard about it. But no, I think it was good, in good shape.